Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video talking about Scott Gimple's statement that The Walking Dead could go on for another 10 years, and also giving my own thoughts on how long I think these series will last. All right, good stuff. So it was in a recent interview that he said that. I believe it was in the Larry King one. A lot of sites have been posting it. I'll put the link to an article in the description from MTV who was talking about it, released an article for it. So you can read that over if you like. But yes, that is what he said, is that it could go on for another 10 years. He said it just like that, basically. Now, he's not the first person to say it. There was last year, after season 3, it was published. I forget exactly who it was from AMC, but one of the high-ranking people at AMC said that they could see it going on for like 20-something years for the television series. Now, here's the thing about it. The Walking Dead for AMC, now it'd be different if it was on a different network, but for AMC, because they have the rights and everything, and it'll be on AMC pretty much forever because they kind of created it, right? Most of their shows actually don't do anywhere close to what The Walking Dead does. They actually don't do as well as The Walking Dead did in its first season. If I recall correctly off the top of my head, The Walking Dead for first season, I believe it got somewhere around 4 or 5 million, 6 million viewers, depending on the episode right off the bat, right off the get-go. People were like, I want to check this out. They checked it out, and it surprisingly just went up every year, even until now. The Walking Dead Season 4 ended with the highest ratings it's ever had. Too Far Gone was one of the highest, and then I believe the season finale for Season 4 was the highest they've had so far. So you see the show is actually growing. It's not shrinking. So at this point right now, from this standpoint, in terms of how long it will last or when will it end, it depends on how much it grows to and how much of a fan base it's able to sustain. Consider the fact that if they get about 15 million viewers per episode, and you have other shows, like for example, most TV shows, like regular drama shows, will usually get around 2-3 million viewers. Okay, on AMC, I believe Mad Men and some of the others, even Breaking Bad, normally not in its final season, but normally would be in the 2, 3, 4, 5 million type of range, somewhere between there. Mad Men, the others, Turn, these new shows, I kind of keep an eye on them to see how popular they are, to see if I should check something out to review something. And what I find is about 2 million, 3 million, 4 million people watch these different shows. The Walking Dead has always been above that, even when it first started. And now it's at like 15, 16 million for a good number of the episodes. Some of the normal episodes that aren't your finales or premieres are usually around, like for season 4, I think most of them were around like 12, 13 million viewers. These are insane numbers for AMC, the highest they have ever had, maybe the highest they ever will have. So when you have shows that are doing, let's see, if they're doing 2 million and they're still on and they're not getting canceled, 2 or 3 million, let's say they do 3 million and they're easily not getting canceled. Okay, The Walking Dead, if it can do, if those are doing 3, let's say The Walking Dead does 9 million. Okay, if it let's say in a couple years it dies down or something, it's still doing 9 million views an episode, just from the subscriber base, let's say, that has been watching it since the beginning, because they're going to continue. The people that are getting on and watching every episode, the likelihood that they're just going to say, I'm done with it, I'm not interested anymore, it's very unlikely. Most people with the comic book series, they start reading it, and next thing you know, they read it all the way through, because that's how amazing it is. And the story of survival, as the characters die off and as we see new characters come on, it's always interesting, because you never really know what's going to happen. It's like a perfect formula for an ongoing series, because as characters die, you can bring in new ones. We could even potentially see the death of Rick in the TV series, later on, maybe after like 10 seasons or something, let's say, and then a new protagonist take his place. these things can all happen. Carl's going to grow up. I'm sure, they'll probably offer him a lot of money, maybe eventually to be a protagonist for this, like a main, lead character. Well, he kind of is already, but you know what I'm saying? Like take over Rick's shoes, his position, let's say, in the series. And there's lots of possibilities for the show where it can go. The other thing is that the spin-off series is going to be showing 2015. So we're getting closer now. Time is flying by, right? When it was announced last year, now we're into 2014. 2015 is coming soon, so they'll have 2 shows on at that point. So, as it's growing, between those 2 shows, I think the second one's going to be a success too, because even if the subscriber base from the first one's like, hey, I'll check this out, it's going to do better than Turn or all these other shows on AMC anyway, right off the bat, from the crossover appeal of people that like the other series. And because you could have the cast rotate with new survivors, new circumstances, new locations, and things like this, you could have that series go on for just about as long as you want to do it, I'd say. I always use the example, and I'll use it again for those of you who are new to my channel. You won't have heard this. Those of you who've been around a while, you'll know I always say this. If Smallville got 10 seasons, The Walking Dead can get at least 15 seasons. At least. Now, there's other factors that come into play, but if you, this is another saying I like to say, if you follow the money trail will show you where to go. If you follow the money, and the money is views for, 15 million views an episode, there's your money right there, for AMC. That probably does, better than like 5 other shows, let's say, for AMC. You follow the money, you're going to see what you can predict what's going to happen, right? As long as people just don't start flicking off and be, I'm so bored of this. This is no. But how I don't think people really will get bored of it, because you're going to have new characters all the time. If you don't like Rick and you stick with it for 5 or 10 years, I guarantee you there's going to come a day when Rick's not going to be there anymore, and they'll have someone new, to replace him, either Carl or who knows, somebody else. So I think this is a drama series that's one of a kind, and either it or the spin-off series, I really think they could be on for a long time. In terms of answering the question, because I get asked pretty often how long I think it's going to go on for, I think 10 years, that would put us at about 14 seasons. Easy. I think they could get anywhere from 15 to 20 seasons out of the series if they keep up the quality, if they continue down the same road they've gone so far, where they're mixing things up, they're having new things happening, and they're sticking to the formula that they're at now. The only fear of mine is that people may get burned out if they add on the second series, and people may kind of get bored of it if there's more than like let's say there's 25 or 30 episodes a year between both shows. Then I can see people, starting to get a little bit burned out on it. But I think there's always a market for this type of show. And this is always a type of show that someone out there is going to want to see. It's kind of like, I don't want to compare it to this, but for example, there was Lost. And then, there was other shows like Prison Break. And there's always shows like this out there. So I think in some capacity with what AMC has got with The Walking Dead, if they follow that formula, they go forward, there's a market for that. It's kind of like Survivor. Did I just compare The Walking Dead to Survivor? I did. So Survivor started, it was like this huge phenomenon, and then it kind of died down. People weren't, whatever. But then they just kept producing Survivor. And there's always somebody out there that wants to watch Survivor. It might not be as big as it was when it first came out and people were watching every episode. Can't wait to watch Survivor tonight and see who gets voted off the island. Oh yeah, it's so intense. But I think there'll always be a market for this kind of series. So in one way, shape, or form, The Walking Dead, a zombie apocalypse drama like this, will probably be on AMC for a very, very long time. 10 years at least. I'm going to guess 15 to 20, somewhere around there. If they go past 20, it's possible. If they release 2 series, then we may see a little bit less, because if they've got 2 going all the time, hopefully they spread them out and they don't put them together. That'd be a smart move to do. Put it on during the summer, keep people going, keep people entertained in the idea, and I'd say at least 15 to 20 seasons. Just my opinion. But if you think I'm wrong, give me some rationale. Write in the comments below. Let me know how long you think it's going to last for. If you agree with me, you think it could go on for a really long time, and that 10 years is kind of, it'll go. 10 years will go, and it'll still be on. Or if you disagree and you think, no, people are going to get burned out, even if it got 16 million views and it's building every single, season, eventually it's going to plateau. The second series may cause that to happen sooner than later, and then afterwards it's going to decline. Let me hear your guys' thoughts. Anyway, those are my thoughts on it. I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. This is Trev. As always, saying peace.